Welcome back. And this week we celebrate two great saints, in my opinion: Saint Peter Julian Eymard on August 2nd, Saint John Vianney on August 4th. Saint John Vianney is probably the most well known out of these two. People know him more and more every year. He's the patron of priests, and so often around his feast day, or people invoke him when praying for priests. And what a beautiful saint that we have, just giving us that model of what a good priest is. And we can think about the things that he did, the penances that he did, or the hours on end that he spent in the confessional. But one of the most impactful stories for myself was when he first showed up to Ars. He realized that there was a lot of work to be done, and instead of just going out and doing everything, he went and he spent time in front of the tabernacle, because he knew that it wasn't going to be himself, but it was going to be through that grace of God. And he knew that in that tabernacle was our Lord, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist. And whether he was just reading, preparing for homilies, he was there in front of our Lord, reminding himself that everything that he was going to do wasn't going to be on his own, but through the Lord. And no better place than to receive those graces than just being there in the presence of our Lord. And then St. Peter Julian Eymard, who is also a contemporary from France with St. John Vianney. I've heard that they were friends, but I'm not 100% sure on that. He is also known as the Apostle of the Eucharist. He started off as a parish priest, just like St. John Vianney, but he had this great desire to do even more. He wanted to preach the Blessed Sacrament and that devotion, and to help people realize what a true gift that we have, that this is truly the body, blood, soul, and divinity of our Lord. And so he ended up starting a religious order, that their whole goal was to preach and to bring more awareness to the Blessed Sacrament, and to help people grow in the love of our Lord in the Blessed Sacrament. And so I think these are two great saints that we can go to ask for that intercession, to help us ourselves grow in devotion of the Blessed Sacrament, to grow in our relationship with Jesus through the Eucharist. We can never get to the bottom of what's contained in the Eucharist. There is our Lord, but so often we forget that greatness. So I think this is a good reminder of these two saints, and their whole life was centered around the Eucharist. And if we can center our lives around the Eucharist, how wonderful that is. So I just ask you to pray to these saints to help you to center your life on the Eucharist also. God bless.